Hey everyone, I just got done with the blog TV show and I think everyone enjoyed it. I covered all the latest news and stuff. We put a couple of links there and it was interesting. I really have to say something. Just going through the mail now and everyone wants to do something and everybody wants to do this and everybody wants change, but it just seems that not enough people can get together as a group to change anything, and it's sad. It's very sad. I personally, I don't care either way, because like I said on the blog TV show, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I mean this, it doesn't really matter what people do or what people don't do. The change is going to come, one way or another. Whether it's going to come violently, or whether it's going to come peacefully in this form of protests, or it's going to come in the form of people just having had enough, and they're just going to flip out, and you're going to have mass riots on the streets. I don't know which way it's going to go, but I'll tell you one thing. Like I said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it until it happens. We won't have a resolution to this until people finally, it hurts them really bad. And, everyone can, poo-poo the idea that, the gas prices and food prices can keep going up and nobody's going to do anything. And this can keep happening. We can keep sending our children to war, and they can keep getting killed for stuff that really don't matter, like things in what's going on in Egypt and what's going on in Libya, what's going on here. I mean, there are certain wars you have to fight, I mean, God forbid, if North Korea ever attacked us, if North Korea sent missiles over the United States, yeah, we're gonna attack them back. And even then, you don't need to send troops over. You just send a couple of Tomahawk cruise missiles, over there, and that should take care of that. But overall, I think that most of the things that the United States does is just to protect their oil interests over there. And it's really a shame, because I told people this over and over. I'm 44, so I remember back in the 70s with the oil crisis we had. If we started making a concerted effort on solar panels on our cars, and in conjunction with the solar panels, we had electric vehicles. So you would have an electric vehicle, a battery-operated vehicle with batteries we have now, with solar panels. Do you know you guys can get 100 miles per charge on a charge? You get 100 miles. You can go 100 miles. Now I don't know how far people work, but I think 100 miles is far enough to go to work and back for most people anyway. And then you would just plug the thing in, charge it again, and you'd have another charge for another 100 miles. And on a cloudy day, it could run on batteries. On a non-cloudy day, you'd have sunshine, and you could run most of your car on the solar panels. And they have these cars now, 100 miles per charge, with the sun and the batteries in conjunction, working together. So for people that say don't have the technology, we don't have the form. Yeah, we have it. Yeah, it may be expensive, but if we would have started this in the 1970s, in 2011 right now, you could probably buy a car for around $20,000. Instead of having these cars cost $100,000 and out of reach of most Americans. I would say 99.9% of Americans can't afford a car that's $100,000 or more. Okay, if you're Bill Gates, yeah, if I had Bill Gates' money, I'd buy one tomorrow. But unfortunately, I don't have Bill Gates' money. So, and this will keep going on. We'll be depending on oil and gas from other companies, from other countries, and when war breaks out in these countries, we're held. A knife is held to our throats, saying, oh, well, you don't want to play this? Well, this is what it costs now. And we're screwed. We're pretty much screwed as a country. So what I see coming, guys, is I see this. I said it before and I'll say it again. I see $10 a gallon if Saudi Arabia is going to get into protests and chaos. Or something else could happen, or a major war could break out in the Middle East between Israel and Iran. That could be another potential flashpoint. It could be a dozen different scenarios, but these are the two scenarios I see playing out. And if nothing happens, well, then I see Still gasoline rising, but not as high as $10 a gallon. Maybe we'll stick it around $5 a gallon. So it'll only cost the average American about $100 to fill their tank. That sounds about fair. 20 gallons, $100 to fill your tank. Now I know some people have more than 20 gallons to fill their tank, so just taking an average. So that's what I see, guys, and it's a shame because, you know, I looked at the YouTube and I just want to see how many hits Susan Boyle got. You know, Susan Boyle got 63 million hits. Now, I'm not saying anything against Susan Boyle. For those of you who don't know who Susan Boyle is, well, she was the woman who got up on American Idol and just went crazy and, you know, sang that song, and her voice was amazing. You know, everyone went crazy to see that video, and she has a great voice. You know, a very, very unexpected event. And you wouldn't expect that her voice to come out like that, but it was an amazing video. But 63 million people clicked on that video, and you can't get 50,000 people to click on a Day of Rage to follow a guy that wants to start protests in America. So maybe we could get some change here. So if you want my opinion, nothing's going to change. If you can't get people to follow a Twitter, if you can't get people to follow someone on Twitter, you're definitely not going to get people protesting in front of the White House or in front of, you know, in front of Congress's buildings or anything. You're not going to get it. You're just not going to happen. So things will keep continuing the way they're going, and they'll get worse and worse and worse and worse until people had enough. And I'll say it again. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll quote Gerald Celente: "When people lose everything, they lose it." And when people had enough, it's gonna be sad, but people are just gonna turn around one day, and they're gonna see they can't afford their bills, their grocery bills. They can't afford to go to work, and then you're gonna have the whole economy of the United States is just gonna come to a grinding halt. And I don't usually do this or say this, but I'm gonna be sitting on my couch watching it on my TV unfold, and I won't feel one bit of guilt because I've been doing this and telling people this for the last 3 to 5 years. I've been warning people about this, and I've been spending hours upon hours upon hours on YouTube trying to warn people that this is coming, this day is coming. And when this day comes, I'm going to be taking a little vacation from YouTube, a little vacation, a few weeks maybe, watching this unfold on the TV. I'll be watching it on YouTube, watching it on CNN or Fox News or whatever, and see these riots break out in the middle of the streets. And I'm going to have my doors locked with the gun in my hand loaded in case anybody wants to break in and steal my food and water. So that's what I'm planning to do anyway, because I feel like I did as much as I can possibly do to warn people of what's coming and to tell people what to do if they want change in this country. So that's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm not a violent person, so I really don't, you know, tell people to get up and start breaking windows. I don't believe in that. I definitely don't believe in that. But I think we're getting to a point in America where that's the only thing that we have not done yet to change anything, and we're not gonna. Or you could just do a peaceful protest, and this will never happen. If everybody in America just took one day out of their day, one day out of their lives, and just decided, this date we're not going to drive. Everyone keep their car home. This date we're not going to drive. Whether it's, say we make it April, I don't know, what's today, April 17th? Let's say April 30th. I say April 30th. Everyone in America just don't drive their car. Don't go to the gas station. Don't drive your car. I know that's impossible because people have to get places, and that's what the elites and the government and all the powers that be depend on. We are so dependent on cars and our electronics, on our you know, the electricity grid and all the stuff we're dependent on. It's impossible. They have control over us. So it's too late now, guys. We're slaves. Anyway, I just thought I'd make that video. I hate ranting, but anyway, I'm going to be looking at the news now, see if I can post anything, and I'll keep you guys updated. Take it easy, folks. Bye.